What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I realized I have not been actually uploading for about 2 weeks, and seeing from the thumbnail, you guys already know what I'm going to talk about and why I was gone for 2 weeks. So let's just go ahead and talk about what happened. Okay, so I've talked about this for so many times already in my past vlogs. If you followed me for a while, there's new subscribers, so hello there. Hi, welcome to my channel. So I've talked about my guinea pig having some health problems for a while now, actually. To be quite honest, I thought it was already over and I thought she actually got cured from this. But yeah, these past 2 weeks was like a roller coaster. Let's start from the beginning of what all of this. Okay, so I think I talked about this in one of my vlogs about in July, saying that she's bleeding, like she's peeing blood, and usually on girls that's a UTI, a bladder infection. Guinea pigs get bladder infections, and yeah, we went in the first time for a checkup on her to see if it was actually that, and it was confirmed that it was a bladder infection, and we got medication for her to cure the bladder infection, and it went away right away. It lasted about 2 weeks, the medication, so it was able to go away within the 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, she ended up getting it again, which I am really confused as to why she got it again, because her cage is clean. And okay, so I just ended up asking them through the phone if I could just get a refill of the medication she's had for her bladder infection. And yeah, we ended up doing that, but this time it actually didn't go away completely. So we finished the whole entire medication and she'd never fully healed. I really don't know why, and I ended up calling them again once we finished the medication, and she wanted to actually check her out and see what was going on with her, because this isn't really normal for a guinea pig to have a bladder infection for that long, and it's kind of scary for them to have it that long because it ends up becoming worse than it actually should be. The day I took her in for her third, well, I guess her second, but this is the third time we're trying to get rid of it. I believe it was early September where I ended up having her go to the vet, and they checked her out, and she actually had a bladder stone in her entrance where she pees. So yeah, they kind of asked me is it okay if we do x-rays and all that to see if there's anything else there, and I was like, yeah, go for it. I just want her to be freaking healthy and better. She ended up removing the stone, which actually wasn't a full stone. It was kind of a mix of calcium deposit, but it hardened. So I don't really know. It's considered a bladder stone because it was, yeah. But she wasn't sure about what it was because it wasn't a stone, because it was a little bit squishy. But I guess after that, when I got her back, they gave her medication for pain relief because they had to go in and get the stone out, but they didn't do it surgically. They just put it under and try to get it out. I don't know how, but it was not surgical. There was no stitching, there was no opening whatsoever. So it was more just pain relief in case there was any swelling or little rips. But yeah, after that, she seemed odd. She wasn't herself, and it kind of made sense for me because she just came out of an operation where they had to remove something, and she's gonna feel icky for a little bit. When I got her back, they did say that she lost a lot of weight. So usually female guinea pigs are around 900, 1100 grams, and she was in the 800 grams already, and that was early September. No, that doesn't seem right. September 23rd. Sorry, I remember it now in my head. She was saying that she was losing weight. She was in the 800 grams the first time they saw her, and then she went down to 750 for the procedure. Sorry, this is all over the place for her weight, but it was kind of hard to figure out when they weighed her. But yeah, I just try to keep track of her weight, and I was noticing it was dropping very, very rapidly. I messaged her saying hey, no, actually, I called her saying she's really underweight. I don't know what I should do, and she just told me to give her critical care to help her get her nutrients back, and as well as her medication, and then just making sure she's comfortable, basically. Okay, so as she was healing, I've noticed that she was peeing a lot more blood than usual, and to me that's a really, really big red flag. But they were saying that this is from the procedure that she had. So I was so unsure of what was going on to her, and it was 1 week later and she was still like this. If anything, she was worse because she slowly stopped eating. I guess it kind of frustrates me because I took her to the vet so many times Okay, I was hoping for this not to happen because it's already been a week and I thought I grieved it already, but apparently talking about it in detail again does not really help. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to just talk about this without having my voice crack so much, so just ignore my eyes that they're already bloodshot red. So I'm gonna try my best and not ruin my makeup. Like a week after she had her procedure, she slowly she was really hungry, but when she tried eating, it's like something stopped her from eating. Like she really wanted to eat. She would bite like the lettuce and the hay, but she would drop it. It's like if she didn't want to eat, like if something was, I guess, making her nauseous. I don't know if it was the medication that was getting her nauseous or the fact that every single time she peed or pooped, it would hurt her. Yeah, I just kept on giving her the medication so she could not feel the pain, but her squealing really kind of showed that it was still hurting her. At this point, like I knew something was really bad, and the pain medication was not helping. Whatever they did to her did not help. If anything, it made it worse. And I really thought it was gonna make it a lot better, but she was slowly, like, she wasn't slowly, she was like rapidly losing a lot of weight. And I ended up calling them and saying like, hey, can we do more tests to see what is really going on? And I told them everything that was going on. For one, she didn't want to eat any more lettuce or hay, which is really bad because their main source of their, like, to help their digestion and their main food is hay, like Timothy hay. She didn't want any more lettuce. She ate a little bit of celery and tomatoes, and then the only thing that she was really eating was me giving her the critical care, and it was like a force feed with a syringe, and you're supposed to give them like a certain amount a day, and she never really finished it, but she finished more than half. So with her not eating as much, she ended up not being able to go to the bathroom. Like she wasn't able to poop anymore. So I also called them for that. I let them know that she wasn't going to the bathroom, and it was an obvious reason because like she wasn't eating as much as she usually does. So yeah, they gave me medication for that as well, and then they also wanted to give me a number for a small mammal specialist. When I called them back about the number, they were saying that there's no such thing as a small mammal specialist, and they gave me recommendations for other vets. At this point, she's already dropped down to 600 grams, and that is very scary. She was hardly eating the critical care, and she was very lethargic. She didn't get out of her, she didn't want to get out of her house. The only time I got her out of her house was when I fed her, and I took care of her. Like literally, when I'm home, she's always right there. Yeah, every single time I'm home, not working, I always have her with me. I always feed her. I do some intervals with her for food, and I try my best to give her hay. She actually ended up liking the grass from outside. I made sure I gave her grass that was from the front because the back is where my dogs go to the bathroom, and the front is never used. That is like the best grass for her to eat, and she loved it. So she was eating that for like a few days already, and she ended up stopping to eat it besides the critical care after a while. The vets that they gave me as a recommendation, they actually were not able to take her in until like a week later from when I'm posting this, to be quite honest. It was literally the week of Halloween that they were able to get me in. So I was going back and forth with different vets trying to get an appointment for her. So from the vet that I usually go to, they gave me 2 recommendations. Both of those gave me 2 recommendations as well. So I ended up calling like 4 or 6 vets. The last one that I ended up calling was able to get her an appointment the next day. I told her all the symptoms that she was having. She didn't want to eat. She didn't walk. She didn't come out of her cage. Was losing so much weight. She was like already in the 600s. Yeah, she's had a history of bladder infection. She had a stone removed. So she was suffering basically. Yeah, they told me that I could take her in the next day. They were actually really booked, but I told her everything that was going on, and they tried to squeeze me in for the next day. So we fast forward for the next day, and yeah, she ended up passing away. My mom ended up finding her, and she just passed away because when I went to go see her, she was still warm. She was in a lot of pain, and I know I did my best to help her. I'm really glad she's not suffering anymore because she was in so much pain, and I was trying so much to help her. Yeah, so the day of her passing, I ended up burying her with my other guinea pigs. I kind of have like a little, I guess you could say, altar. Not really an altar. I kind of like have all my guinea pigs together so they could be with each other, and I actually ended up getting like flowers, like a little memorial basically. Since it is Halloween time, I ended up going to Party City to get some like little gravestones for all my guinea pigs. I didn't realize this, but I ended up getting like the flowers that you would put during the Day of the Dead. I really did not know that until my mom told me that. I really wanted to know why she ended up passing from, because I can't believe it's just from a UTI. That is why I have not been on YouTube. I've been caring for my guinea pig, which for some people, I know a guinea pig isn't a lot. She's a small animal. I've had her since I rescued her like a year and a half, and she was the last guinea pig that I ended up rescuing, so I wasn't expecting her to pass so suddenly. I did Google things about her medication. The medication she was on actually showed that everything that she had a symptom for was from the medication, so I don't really want to say it was from that, but I think it was affected her in the long run because she was going through this since July. If there's anybody here who knows a lot about guinea pig, if there's any guinea pig channels that are watching this and know exactly what it is, can you please let me know down in the comments, because I really want to know what happened to her. Even though I did all that I can to help her out, I am kind of glad that she's no longer suffering, because she was going through this, and I know she's in a better place now. For a while, she was hurting so bad. Like, you could physically see her hurting 24/7. My other guinea pigs, on the other hand, they are grieving. Guinea pigs do grieve. I did have 2 other guinea pigs that passed away a while ago. Every single time I see my guinea pigs grieve. My oldest one, the white one, is grieving the most. She doesn't really squeal as much. She does get food, but she doesn't squeal for food anymore for the moment. The other one's name is Pat. The guinea pig that passed away's name was Luna. I named her Luna mainly because of her coat. Her coat was a gray color, but they did say she was she was a rare color. She was like she had a lilac undertone to her gray color, which I loved, and she had red eyes. Apparently she was there in the guinea pig rescue for a while because nobody wanted to adopt somebody with red eyes. So that's kind of discriminating against eye color, but she was so pretty. That's kind of it for this video. I just wanted to tell you guys what was happening behind the scenes. I did film other videos before this all happened, so yeah, you'll be seeing those soon. This is why I haven't posted for 2 weeks. I've been trying to just take care of her as best as I can. So I'm just mainly glad she's no longer suffering, but I just wish I helped her out up to where she healed. I don't know how else to phrase it, but I'm just glad that she's no longer suffering and she's in a better place. And she's with the other guinea pigs, even though she's probably never seen them in the past. Hopefully she's having fun up there. And that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Such a hogger.